Welcome back into another Future Sox video interview series. And joining me on Zoom, it's Andrew Vaughn. Andrew out in Arizona right now. Thanks for your time, man. I really appreciate it. And we talked about the weather there is probably a little bit nicer than it's here.
Yeah, definitely. Way nicer here. And yeah, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Let's get into it. We talked the last, we said in July before the season started. Excuse me. You were with the Major League camp and stuff. So kind of take me through that day-to-day for you and kind of what you took away from it and your time in Schaumburg.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely such a weird season, if you could even call it that. We're lucky it happened, and I was just thankful to be there and be a part of the club for a little while during summer camp, which was an unbelievable experience, getting to be with the older guys that have been around the game and are part of our organization. They're the faces of our organization, and they're such great people and phenomenal baseball players. So it was a joy.
Spent some time at a couple other defensive positions. What did you kind of think of? I know we had talked about it before and you had played different positions growing up and stuff, but what was it like playing at this level at those positions? Kind of getting some.
Yeah, it was a great experience for me. I got to learn so much about different positions. I mean, yeah, I played it when I was younger, but once you get to see a major league guy that's been doing it for a while and you get to follow in their footsteps and get that proper coaching, it's awesome. And it just helps widen your horizons of playing.
You mentioned the coaching. Obviously, Renteria is gone and Tony La Russa is in now. What have you – I mean, we all know he's a great manager. Obviously knows the game of baseball, Hall of Fame manager. What do you know about him? Have you talked to him? What are kind of your thoughts on the hire?
I haven't talked to him yet. I haven't got the chance, but I think it's going to be great for us. I mean, he's such a well-seasoned manager. He knows so much about the game, and he's going to be able to help us. And hopefully this team wins a championship soon.
So you're out in Arizona now. Obviously, you won't have to go too far for spring training. But what are some of the things that you learned from your time? You talk about what you learned, but some of the things you've been working on since Schaumburg and kind of what you're going into spring training. Maybe some things you're adding, some things you're tweaking, anything along those lines?
Yeah, just staying agile, just learning my body, learning what I can do to stay healthy, eat right, and condition myself to be ready for the season to come in full force.
So I was reading an article. I know that Chris Getz said that you had one of the big things last season coming into camp, you were in excellent shape. And I guess, that's something obviously you take pride in.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 100%. I think it's really important if you put your mind to it. This is what I think, that if I put my mind to getting my body in shape, then I'm going to feel better. I'm going to be more confident, and it's just going to help me.
Learning from, or I guess facing some big league pitching in camp, and then obviously some of the other top guys in the system. You obviously hadn't played higher than Winston, so those guys obviously much more advanced in that level. What did you kind of learn about your swing and kind of your approach? Anything different?
Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing is those guys can pitch. They're phenomenal pitchers, so you have to just get in there and battle. You can't really think about who's on the mound, how good they are. You just got to go up there and do your thing, and that's what I tried to do the whole time, and it really paid off. And yeah.
Is there one guy in particular that you're glad that he is on your team and not someone you have to face down the road?
Oh, Garrett Crochet. Yeah, it's
what's that like?
You just watch him throw, and it's like magic. It's hard to describe. It's special.
I couldn't imagine. I mean, I don't know what I would do. I would just stand there and maybe stick the bat out and see what happens.
Hold the bat out there and see if it hits.
Hope he hits the bat, and not you don't hit the ball. Yeah. One of the, obviously the Sox brought in some other guys. I mean, Lance Lynn is now part of the team. Adam Eaton, but James McCann is gone. Did you have any kind of experience with James? I mean, for everything I've heard, he's such a great teammate. Yeah,
he's a phenomenal teammate. Such a good leader, and I remember in spring training, it was my first big league camp, and came in, and he really just he talked with the younger guys and kind of made us feel welcome, and it was awesome to see. Everybody did, but he went out of his way to make sure that we were doing good, and he's just a good guy.
Good professional catcher to have. I think one of the other things you talked about was what you've been doing. So what have you been doing not related to baseball in your free time? in these last few months here?
Unfortunately, I picked up the game of golf, and
Okay.
about yeah, it's
Not going well?
that's a game that kicks you while you're down and keeps doing it.
So you're not very good? Is that kind of what
I'm okay. It's just I got to the point where I think there's a point in golf where when you start getting better, you start getting more mad at yourself, and it becomes a little less fun when you're going out there to enjoy it.
Who are you playing golf with?
Just a couple guys that are down here with my family when I can, with my dad. My dad's a good golfer.
Yeah.
So got to keep beating him.
I think, obviously nobody knows what's the timeline coming up here in these next couple of months, but I guess from what I've gathered from you, obviously the thing is staying in shape. I think regardless of that timeline, you're going to be ready to go.
Mm-hmm. I think so. I think it's just the mindset that you got to be ready at a moment's notice.
What are your we'll let you go here in a second, but what is your biggest goal, I guess, for this upcoming season? What do you think, outside of whatever team you're on, winning a championship? But I mean, do you have a personal goal or anything along those lines?
I mean, my goal every year is just to be myself and go out and take every at bat seriously, every pitch, and just don't take anything off. And I think if I do that, it's going to turn out good for me.
Let you go after this question. Are you a football fan?
Hey, not really, no.
Not really? So you don't have a team in the playoffs or anything?
No, I've never been a big football guy. I don't know why. I just got into it.
Do you have a second sport? I mean, other than golf that we kind of talked about?
Shoot, not really. Not a huge sports watcher.
Okay. All right. Well, Andrew, appreciate your time, man. And like I said, just stay ready. Who knows when it's going to be, but I know you'll be ready. And hopefully we'll get a season this year and you can show what you can do. All right.
I sure hope so. It's okay. Sorry, dogs.
All right, man. Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, man.
Yep. Andrew Vaughn, another Future Sox podcast interview.